Live. Hoping that you're having a good holiday season. A lot's going on, a lot to think about. Um, and see what's up. I'm definitely gonna be here for a couple of hours. So we're gonna see what we got. We're gonna see what's coming here, what's cracking. Got some topics to go over, got some requests, and we're just gonna enjoy it today. Get this thing going and cracking, get this question up. All right. Got this question going on, so we're gonna see what's up. All right. So send some shout outs to some folks, see what we can get some people coming through. What's happening? What's happening? How you doing? It's coming back to sending out the messages, trying to see people coming through. Glad to have everybody on board. All right. What's happening, Jigsaw? See what you're talking about. All right. See what we're talking about, see what's going on. So anybody coming through, feel free to come through, comment, hit like, subscribe. Caught a little bit under the weather, but I'll be okay though. Nothing too serious, just a little typical throat thing. So let me give me a couple of drops. See what's going on out here. I thought I would ask this poll question because LeBron James took it upon himself to, but no disrespect to NFL. Let's see what's up. Hope everybody doing okay. Hope everybody's healthy and safe. Coming to you live. Coming to you live. Here. See what kind of feedback we get today. I'm going to determine if I'm on here for a while. Looking forward to hearing from folks. What's happening? What's happening? How you doing? Sure, we got more people coming through, so let's see what we're working with today. This our last Friday in 2024. See what we're working with. Hope people are enjoying themselves. Everybody being safe. Manito. Okay. There's different countries, yo. Depends on what you're trying to do. They always talking about passport, brother. So depends on what you're trying to do. Depends on what you're into. But make sure ain't nobody trying to take your pockets, though. I'll tell you that. Keep your pockets locked. If you got a lock and key, keep your money lock and key. Let's see what we got. See more people coming through, so feel free. We want to talk. Let's see what's going on. Hope everybody, if they're enjoying the holiday season, happy holidays to you. If you're not, hope you're having a good, safe time. Looking forward to, God willing, next few days, again to the new year. Um, Plans and thoughts. Some people making revelations. Yeah, I say revelations, revolutions, but you can say revelations. Also, please hit that like, hit that subscribe, come on through. Appreciate the support. It's been a great year. Been great contributions, many great voices, and we're looking forward to more to come. So let's just enjoy. So we got going. Sometimes it take a little while for people to trickle in, so we're just gonna kind of just ease on. Good news so far. I haven't got any trolls, so that's good. I don't know nothing about that. You gotta be careful. You got the wrong flavor. Or you might have the right flavor. I don't know what's going on out here. People into all kinds of freaky things. So I don't know. I don't know. There's a lot of ways you spend your days. I don't know. All I know is just be safe and not be sorry. That's all I can tell you. Anyway, I see more people come in here, and so hopefully someone will come along and we can have more conversation. Let me know how everybody's doing. What's the word? How you feeling? See what we got going on. Well, you need to have some Kool-Aid at your house. Drink more healthy drinks. Keep that sugar out. You never know. People be taking them. People be doing some interesting things today. So I don't know. I haven't had that kind of situation ever. Not like nothing like that. But again, it's what you into. Some people drink different things. Some people into different things. So but no. Anyway, let's talk about it. Just gonna wait and see if people come through. It sounded like it was. Glad that you lived to tell it though. Man, people be into some strange stuff these days though. Mm, Still working with some goals. No. Thank you, Jay. We appreciate that. We can do that. Appreciate that. Thank you. Appreciate that. Always appreciate the super Joe Nation. Thank you. No, but I can keep on with the questions, so let's keep it going on. All right. So they are playing better, but you're still not top tier. Better can mean what? At best, fourth best team in the East. And right now, it's Boston, New York, Cleveland. Mm, Well, that's expected. That's why LeBron James need to shut up about that one because Mahomes is intriguing. Beyonce halftime, Lamar Jackson, Derrick Henry. Come on now. Even in whack games, NBA don't have no sway. What's up? What's up, WW3? Problem with the NBA is that there's no, you know, might be lacking that. Now, I heard that you just cheat on yourself with OnlyFans. Yeah, I kind of dealt with, but all I had to do was hit some drops. But I'll be okay though. But I hope you're feeling better though. Appreciate you. That's why I'll be okay though. You probably was screaming at the TV set when Joel Embiid went down. Yeah, but the thing is usually I get these yearly little things to voice. So some men do it. Some men do it. It depends on what you're willing to put yourself through. All I can suggest, you know, modeling is modeling. And well, that's what you call it. It's a way of some people make a side income. Some dudes thrive in it. Some do. Yep. If you into that sort of thing, I'm gonna leave it at that though. because he doesn't want Jimmy Butler to get the upper hand. Sometimes you gotta quit. Okay, I'm not getting into that though. Um, Pat Riley is old school. He ain't gonna let no player get ahead of the curve, and they're gonna trade him. They're gonna trade him when they want to. That's what Pat Riley's saying. You're property of us. We'll get rid of you when we want. That's what that's about. Read into it. Oh, he's gone. It's just that they haven't gotten the right deal. He's trying to figure out, can I get 2 or 3 parts? In what universe? I like Darvin Ham, but what universe? I like him. He was a good coach, and considering the age of the team and the mileage of the team and what he's working with, but he ain't best. Sound like you're trolling though. I know if you're trolling, if you say anything else outrageous, and I like Darvin Ham, but no one's ever gonna call him. Best coach ever is either there's 3 guys that come to mind. There's Red Auerbach, Phil Jackson, Pat Riley, and then Greg Popovich. And he did do his thing, but he ain't in that conversation. Okay, you trolling now, so yeah, but he wasn't there but for a couple years. That's not like I can say that he won a ring or went to the finals. Steve Kerr exposed as far as what? Better coach? If you're asking me, I gotta say Spolster, and I'll tell you why. For one, he didn't come behind Mark Jackson, who had a built-in situation and was able to run off of it. For two, Spoelstra should have almost shut up all his critics when he went from Dwayne Wade, LeBron James, and Chris Bosh, with respects regards to Ray Allen, etc., to Jimmy Butler, Bam, and Tyler Hero and them and get to 2 finals in the last 5 years. Get through better Milwaukee Buck teams, get through better Boston Celtic teams. I don't think Steve Kerr could have done it. Now, Steve Kerr did get that ring in 2020, for two. I'll give him that. But I think what Spo does is right there, considering he got less talent. I did a video about that. If you watch my videos, I had comment on that, and I thought Dwayne Wade lost his natural mind. And I'm one of the few people on these social networks who still champion his game as a player. However, what he said out his mouth is crazy. Bronny can't play on the NBA level. They tried that already, remember? Unless you want him to play in super garbage times. The problem is that Golden State game's a good example of super garbage time. They struggled to beat a team they should have whipped with Anthony Davis or no Anthony Davis. So I'm thinking you be tripping, D Wade. What are you? What planet are you on? He might do good, okay, in the G League. Let the kid sit there and get a couple years under his belt. Now, to quote his daddy, not one, not two, not three. He ain't ready for no NBA. He need at least a couple more years. By year 3, I'd say call him up. Not next year, not this year. But he's not built NBA bodied yet, and he can't make no shots, not long term. So if it wasn't for his daddy, his NBA career would be over already. Who are we kidding? So anyway, but anyway, Jay Will, yeah. Kunta Kinte. I like a name like Kunta Kinte. Just don't troll though. Means too much. They're in there. They're in there. Because they all had a lot of hype. If it wasn't for his dad, I don't even know if he makes it to year 3 in the NBA. Well, he probably would dis with them to an extent. No, he don't know about Breeze being his quarterback before Rodgers, because considering the MVPs, how many Super Bowls they got, debatable. I think Bronny needs conditioning, and they got to decide how they're going to play him in the NBA. He can't shoot regular. That's a problem. He's got pretty good defense standards. I like his coming off the wing, throw some more right passes. But you'd have to probably put him with a team that's less going anywhere to get him some run. I mean, if you put him in with the Hornets or with the Raptors, okay, some team like that. What about Steve Young? Yeah, he pretty overrated too. I wasn't the biggest Steve Young fan. He did win a Super Bowl, but people don't know how long it took him to get his thing together in the NFL. No one that I know talks about him as a top 10 quarterback. You know, they respect his mobility. That's what got him over. So, all right. I'd be curious. I don't take that kind of trolling, so you got to go. We don't do that here. I don't want to know what people's business is. They could. They could. They should. I had to watch that lame game with Seattle and Chicago. Man, King Griffey Jr. hitting 3-run home runs to win. Crazy. That was ugly. The Rams are more compelling than Seattle is. I'll tell you that. Seattle is the kind of team they might could play a good half. The Rams could actually win if they get in the postseason. You must have seen my video. I was like, "What are y'all doing?" And y'all had Mac and Cheese Jones, and you should have lost the game. When we need you to roll over, you won't roll over. Yeah, they messed that up. I mean, the coach already said they suck. He said that like 6 weeks ago. That's before that fumble in Kansas City. Realistically, only in the East, nobody in the West. Nobody in the West. But if the Knicks can body up, yeah, Cleveland could be a problem. I already did the video on it because I said he was the Marcus Jordan, the Simping Hall of Fame. I did the video, and he is green. It's a combination of both. You can be a simp and you can be green. You simping because she's one of them 3 or 4s from Instagram. You think, ooh, I struck gold. She really is about that gold. And then you're green because you ain't had no experience. You know, you were one of those cats before you got some muscles and got some talent. Chicks was playing you off like you were like a cricket. But now you got a bag, got your teeth done, got some jewelry. And all of a sudden, you the man. You know, it happens. It's happened to quite a few cats. There's suckers born every day. And I say that because some of these cats get caught up with some of these chicks that you know it's not going to end well. You just know it's not going to end well because reputation predates them. And you ain't been exposed to it. And I did the video with Travis Hunter because I was talking about He Got Game, the movie with Ray Allen, Denzel Washington, which was talking about it. It depends on who he plays for. Give me a team and I can tell you. Look, I'll give you an example. Marvin Harrison Jr. and Kyler Murray look good together. See what that's a good example. Depends on who his quarterback is, you know, how they gonna utilize him, the system, you know. He goes somewhere where they can utilize his skill set the right way. I'll be honest with you, and I can't stand him, but he's a good example of how he works with guys as far as system goes. Sean Payton. If you're Travis Hunter, you play for someone like that who knows how to utilize offenses, breaks, you'll do quite well. See, you go somewhere where you can thrive. But if your butt gets sent to Jacksonville or the Raiders with no quarterback or the Giants with no quarterback, and I tell you, we went to the Rams, great fit, style wise. 49ers. There's teams that you look at Cincinnati, you look at the Bills. I know Beyonce had more steps in the end zone than the Texans did. Um, now, only if they end up in a tie with Buffalo. I still think it's out of Josh and Barkley, but he should get strong MVP consideration. I wouldn't have no problem if Lamar won. I wouldn't. But I hope he doesn't turn into the James Harden of quarterbacks because that's what it looks like. You know, Mahomes is his Steph Curry and he's the James Harden. Sometimes you can see things falling before your eyes. Texans are just not built tough for this type of football. CJ Stroud kind of regressed, and I blame it on some of the coaching. They don't put up enough points, and they tend to do their own selves. And they play well enough against certain type of teams, but they tend to make themselves just look less than. Kind of got a soft reputation now. So, but Lamar is bad though. Make no mistake about it. In any other era, because I don't think any other quarterback has had to go through the stuff he's had to go through as far as proving his worth. That's a multi MVP, and if he wins the Super Bowl and was to get a Super Bowl MVP, then you could figure that he's got a Heisman. That might put him near top 10 all time for his quarterbacks because he's in rare company, and his stats are only going to go up with him running and passing because he's got at least 3 or 4 more years of top tier ball in him. So he's scary like that. One of them, one of them, one of them, one of them. He's one of the best dual threat quarterbacks out. One of them. Because that man in Kansas City can run too. That man in Kansas City is a multi threat. So that's like I said, the Steph James Harden situation. The NFC North is the best division in football. If the Bears weren't had any kind of offense, it would be running the NFL. Because three other teams are top. And you got one team that because of bad luck and bad offensive play calling. I mean, I look at Chicago, they done lost 3, 4 games like they did last night. like they did against Washington, and there was another game. They about 3 or 4 games go their way. We're talking about them maybe as a wild card. So that's how tough that division is. Yeah, I think Lamar, Mahomes, Josh Allen fit that role. Michael Vick was in that argument. He just didn't get enough of his passing, but definitely catch you're seeing now. Mhm. I put them in that argument. Okay, continue to please hit likes and subscribe. And come on in here and let's um let's get this get more comments. I see more views coming in. So feel free. Let me know where you coming from. Feel free to talk. Appreciate the poll. A lot of people are saying neither. It's understandable. I think people are kind of tired of NFL, NBA. Some people are. They don't loan themselves to always bring out the best quality. So sometimes it does be problematic. All right. Please continue to comment. See what we got. What we talking about? Mhm. Anybody out there, feel free to keep on talking. Let me know what's up as we're doing this thing today. Okay. So everybody's having a good day. I guess we're not experiencing technical difficulty. Just taking your questions and seeing what you're coming through. Biggest disappointment team of the season, most surprising. Okay. Biggest disappointment team? Hmm. Ha. Okay, let me see where I'm gonna go with this. Cleveland's a disappointment because they actually got a top defense. They got some parts. They just don't get the quarterback. It's embarrassing. One of the disappointments. Some people will probably say Dallas because they're not even a threat. Miami, Miami, and the 49ers. I think it's the obvious teams. Most surprising team is Minnesota Vikings. No one sees that they're right there. They get it treated like they get ghosted. Um, Not surprised by the Chargers and the Broncos. They're about average. Um, Pittsburgh could be considered surprising. Cincinnati is disappointing. There you go. That's how I would say it. Do you think women? Do you think women? The looks. Okay, I'm gonna address those two in a second. Not when you get to a certain point in your life, you respect women for having intelligence, mind. Beauty's what you make it. Beauty's in the eyes of the beholder. So, and you get treated right. You have a balance of humor, spirituality, depth, integrity, intelligence. That's what matters. That's to me. They don't look like no rebuild J Will. The 49ers look like a team that choked, need a new coach, and embarrassed themselves. You choked the Super Bowl away. You've choked 2 of them in the last 5 years. You choked the NFC Championship game. They should get a new coach. That show is over. I don't, and it's a waste too. Got a lot of talent, but and nobody don't know what to do with it. The Jets, if you let Aaron Rodgers sabotage you, you get what you get. That turkey should be retiring. He's embarrassing. Embarrassing. Um, no. Women's soccer is better than men's, but that's the problem. Men's soccer team ain't that good. Yes, I do. You ask a lot of questions, but I don't know who you are and where you're from. Who do I prefer? I like Ginobili a lot. LeBron's had a better career, but I like Ginobili as far as preference go. Now, his defense is top tier, but will someone get hurt? Maybe. No, I don't trust him to win it all. He's Nick Salami. Why would I? Salami, he's good and good enough, but they got too many problems. They got too many problems. You got to go. I don't mind questions that are intelligent, but there's some things. I don't trust them to win it all. I don't know. I think they're good enough, but I'm not like blown away by them. I think they're good enough, but sometimes their offense is kind of stagnant. They should have beaten Washington in that game. That might come back to blow it back in their face. They should have won that game. I don't care who's the backup. Should have won that game. That was a bad loss Sunday. Now Washington is coming along, but you can't give up momentum this kind of late in the season, especially when y'all have problems. No, we don't do nothing like that here, and you gotta go. And I just trolls are coming along now. We got all these trolls, trolls, trolls. I see so many trolls. I had to get in my Nate Dogg voice now. Please ask good adult related questions, not troll worthy and not stuff that's offensive, please. Enjoy doing live streams. I just don't like it when people say some stuff that is not of the subject matter and also not of something that's reflective. So please, 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 let's keep it on topic and let's be adult and grown up about it. Okay. 46% like the NFL, so that's pretty good. Some good poll questions. Anybody out there? Come on now. Let's see what we're working with. I'm going to start Michael Irvin, bench Drew Pearson, and cut Dez Bryant. That's easy. Dez Bryant ain't on neither one of those guys' level. And he should never got to wear the number 88. And neither should CD Lamb. That's how I feel. I've seen the Cowboys, all those guys. Only Irvin and Drew Pearson should wear 88. That's it. Two of them are Hall of Famers. The other guy was kind of hit and miss. He didn't really play that good without Tony Romo, and he kind of warred his welcome. And CeeDee Lamb got talent, but it's got to be done in the system. So that's who I would put. That's a good one. He did. Probably more talented than the other two, if you want my honesty, but he didn't stay consistent. See, that's the ironic thing. He had big handle game like Irvin. He could catch big like Pearson, but his attitude was kind of funky. And I think some of the stuff he said was kind of off. So he kind of wore his own self out. Plus, he was with them when they weren't really about it. You know what I mean? He only won 2 playoff games during his era. Well, I always tell you all the time, it's all systematic. It all depends on where you are. And so much got to go on. Yeah, depends on attitude, dedication. I don't have no expectations for cats until I see where they are and then how their mindset turns, because that's what it's going to take. And some cats just need to be in the right place. What's up? With a name like fried chicken, you're gonna be funny. So let's see what's up. 50% saying neither. Okay. What's up? Glad everybody here on this Friday, wherever you are in the world. Hope you're doing good. Appreciate you. Please hit the like, hit the subscribe, and if you got anything to say, feel free to come through and tell me where you from. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I will show you hair. See, you see hair. There you go. I'm just rocking a hat. Who's the same guy? Jay Will, who's the same guy? Okay, glad you're coming from Morocco. Thank you for coming on. Hope you're having a good day. We just asking different questions. Been told. Might be in the DNA. Might be. Yeah, man. You never know, man. Anyway, got a good amount of folks coming through. And please continue to hit the like and hit the subscribe. And doing well, originally from the States. What about yourself? You from Morocco all your life? Okay. Okay. See what we got. Okay, Belgium. Okay. You getting around the world. That's pretty impressive. Pretty impressive. Okay. I see that. See, we got a few more coming through. Heard good things said about that place. So that's cool. Okay. What made you go make that change? What brought that change? See what we got. And about that change, what made you go? Okay. All right. You got another vote. 53% saying neither. All right. Have a good day. Thank you for coming through. Appreciate you. Please continue to hit that like, hit that subscribe, and also wherever you're from, if you want to come on and talk, I'm here today. Let's see the show. Yeah, actually, Ted sent me the note about it. I didn't really address it. I'm glad for Deshaun Jackson. I really don't do a lot of Deshaun Jackson stories. I only did that one about Randy Moss. He's a smart dude. He can move. He's articulate. He might get that wish. Well, he's a gifted talent. I mean, he could run and he knows a thing or two, and he might do well. I hope he does well. I like D Jack. I just don't like the delusion of him, but I like him. As long as he don't say nothing crazy, we all right. You know, he one of the fastest, quickest cats, and he definitely got to play with some important offenses and some styles. And it makes sense that teams would reach out to him, especially when we're in an era of speed, you know. So he might do well, you know. Glad to see the brother getting a chance. So we'll see. I just didn't decide. I didn't do no video about it, but I'm glad to see that. Hmm. So like I said, Ted had brought it to my attention earlier. But I didn't that's not video worthy. Not him. But I will give him a shout out, congratulations to him, but we'll see. You know, we shall see what happens. All right, keep on talking. Let me see what's going on. Let's talk some more. We now have another votes. 50% says neither. If you had to bet, what do um I say 80% because 8 out of 10, they're gonna pretty much get things right. Mahomes is getting healthy. They're getting their core back. They had to withstand some situations and battle tested. I also think they just tired of the regular season. That's all. When you get to the postseason, you'll see them firing all cylinders. It's a very daunting challenge, but if anyone can do it, they can. They're the most disrespected 15-1 team I've ever seen. I mean, these guys are just that good to just, you know, and when it's all said and done, Mahomes and Andy Reid will probably go down as the greatest quarterback head coach duo ever because they're going to have more postseason records. If he three-peats, he solidifies himself as the GOAT. If Andy Reid three-peats, solidifies himself as the GOAT. It does and it doesn't. It doesn't in the sense that they haven't blowed teams out, but it does because they beat you in different ways. So it makes sense that they are because they are a smart team and they know how to finish. Now, I will tell you this. If you saw Andy Reid with Philadelphia or even his earlier days with Kansas City, one of the knocks against him was he couldn't finish. So in a not so distant past, in a past life, that same 15-1 would have probably been 8-8, 10-6. This is because a guy like him and a guy like Mahomes, that's what it comes down to. It's a system, and they know how to get it done. That's the difference in a nutshell. He used to. He don't know more. He used to in another life. His Philadelphia era and his early Kansas City era, because his Eagle era up until the Kansas City era, and I remember was Trent Green when they blew that game against the Colts and Andrew Luck came back. And a game against the Patriots. He let poor clock management. He got Mahomes. Yeah, it was. But now, see, I'm gonna tell you something. Now that you're 3-2 in the Super Bowls and you camp out in January in Kansas City, he's on another level. Not no more though. He's doing the thing right now. I don't even think about that no more because he's where he's at right now. I don't even think about it. Think he'll be all right. People are gonna look to nitpick with him, but they're gonna be hard pressed. The guy has won 3 Super Bowls, been to 5. There's nothing else to say. Well, let me tell you something. Landing TO was once in a, it's like trying to find a needle in a haystack. My MVP is going to be Saquon Barkley because without him, Philadelphia isn't quite as good. Jalen Hurts doesn't get his due. I gotta give it to Saquon. He got a chance to get 2,000 yards, and he's carried that Philadelphia team. But I would say him and Josh Allen got a strong case, and I know Lamar Jackson got a strong case. I think Patrick Mahomes should get some acknowledgement too. I mean, you know, those 4. No, he didn't need anything better than T.O. as far as receivers. Their problem was is that they made some mistakes and certain things they did. Wasn't that? But sometimes you get out coached. And McNabb wasn't quite that quarterback either. There's a lot of factors involved with why you don't go as far as you do. But I think he did a good job in Philly. I mean, he went to one Super Bowl appearance and they were in like four NFC championship games. So it's just that his destiny was going to Kansas City. And you can kind of tell that it's more than made up for it because he's making history right before your eyes. All right. But anyway, Barkley and Josh Allen probably my MVPs. Lamar would be right there, but I think they lost 2 games too many. Think if he had the same record as Josh Allen, I think he gets MVP. But I think what Saquon Barkley's done this year, he carried that team. And also to me, as great as the quarterback play was of Lamar, and and you can say some others, the running backs made a strong statement this year. The running backs came up big. Saquon came up big. Derrick Henry came up big. Jacobs with the Green Bay, and I also give a shout out to Jonathan Taylor. You know that faux pas in Denver that was brutal. All right, now please continue to hit the like, subscribe, and keep on with the comments. We're on here checking everybody out. See what we got. See what we working with. Mhm. Anybody on here, feel free. Hit comments. Let me know what you like to talk about today. See more people trickulating in. I'm going to see if I get any responses in the next few minutes. Yeah, but they're like empty calories. It has no impact. You can't get excited about a team that's under 500 and not doing good. No one's talking about him because they're not a happening team. He had a real quarterback with a real system. We might be having bigger discussions about Lamb instead of him looking like a lamb. It's not doing you any good when your team is barely almost a 500 team, and you had a team that won 12 games the last few years like it was common, and now you're not even going to make the playoffs. So, what you want me to do with that? Just saying. You put CD Lamb with Minnesota. Thank you, Jay. We appreciate that. You put him with Sam Donald. You might see something. Cincinnati. I'm just saying, a quarterback makes a big difference. People act like it don't, but it do. And I'm just keeping it 100. See, the Cowboy fans always trying to throw something in. It's like the Laker fans. Well, what about this? I'm like, nope. If you're not playing for a chip, it don't matter. Standards have gotten way too low. Got to appreciate the donation, Jay Will. Always appreciate you. You gotta bring something. So you gotta tell Dak to get healthy, or they gotta do something. I don't think Meathead McCarthy is the answer though. But they lost a lot. It's not a good team, and they keep moving and moving away. Dak's getting older. I don't think they bring back Ezekiel Elliott. I think that was suspect. All right. Please keep on hitting the like and subscribe. See what we're working with. So we're working with. Mm, Steve Nash, because his game got better. And you can say Dan Tony's system made him an MVP, but CP3 wasn't MVP. CP3 played with better teams, but he underachieved. I'm giving it to Nash. He actually got better. And from when he was in Dallas to where he went to Phoenix. I mean, come on now. And he fit that system. CP3 had systems. Going up playing for everybody and not connecting with nobody after a while. So I got to say Steve Nash for me because he could do everything. He shot a high percentage. You know, people got to remember before there was the onslaught of Steph Curry, there was Steve Nash. So yeah, that's all I'm gonna say about that. They both, you know, you can debate who you like better, but when you ask me IQ, and Joker wins 5 MVP, he'd be like the Aaron Rodgers of NBA centers. He'd be right where he's at. He'd be still behind Elijah, maybe ahead of Moses. He'd still be behind Elijah. You got to win chips. And I think MVPs are kind of overrated in the league, and I'll tell you why. People always going about this. Well, if that's the case, Shaquille O'Neal should have had more. Kobe could have had more. LeBron could have had more. Jordan could have had more. Bird could have had more. Magic could have had more. If you had a Eastern Western Conference MVPs, Karl Malone would have had more. What does it mean? Now, it's special. However, when you dominate and you win, can't no one take nothing from you. So Shaquille O'Neal's the last guy to three-peat. That's what you remember. MVPs are nice and important and they make arguments, but you need the hardware, not just the software. Because league MVPs are debatable. Depends on who you are. And Jokic is a great player. No questions asked, but he got to win chips. He's not going to get no 5 MVPs. Let's stop right there. They will never do that. They don't do that to just anybody. And he got to sell jerseys and be marketable. He needs two more finals MVPs and two more final chips. He needs three. Then we get him in the top five. The MVPs in the regular season is debatable because again, that's not the totality of how, you know, that's the individual word. And it can mean one thing, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you're necessarily, it doesn't mean I don't think you don't I think if OKC wins the Western Conference, I think they'll give it to Shea this year. They owe Shea one for last year anyway. Shea Alexander got a good chance to get it this year, especially if they come out on top in the West. They're not going to give it to nobody in the East, so you can kiss that goodbye. Shea gets it this year. Shea got robbed last year. Jokic got robbed in 2023 because Joel Embiid cried and got his token MVP. So this time they got to make it up to Shea. That's another thing we got to look at too. Ted will tell you if he come. Ted was on. He tell you they do the makeup award. NBA is notorious for makeup awards. So because he playing with Dame and they're not a top team in the East. They're not. They're not considered better than Boston. They're not considered better than Cleveland or New York at this stage. He would have if they had consistency. What's gonna hurt Giannis is playing with Dame Lillard and Doc Rivers as coach, unless of course they come number one seed. And they're gonna pretty much feel that they done enough where he's concerned. He could get conversation. He could. He should be in the conversation. He should be. Yeah, I know. I don't know what that, in trying to. So I don't like how that turned out. That's a little bit much. But anyway, Giannis should be in the consideration. But I think they're gonna give it to Shea. I think Shea, Joker, Giannis. Yeah, I didn't understand that last thing. That was a bit much at the end. It was making sense, and then it went into territory that I don't want on this channel. Not when the last part you used. The last part would be kind of considered offensive. Yes. And I don't want nobody coming up here talking about, ooh, ooh, ooh. Mm-mm. You could say, did anybody wave their finger at somebody, intimidate? But to sit there and say that kind of question is not tactful. Not really. He passed away this year. It's pretty sad. As a matter of fact, still kind of in mourning about him, if you must know, because it was kind of sad. People grew up on Dikembe, and he was a good dude. He died young, and it's sad. Because I go back, I remember when the Denver Nuggets won that game against Seattle on the floor when he's holding the ball. That seems like yesterday. So that I really ain't really entertaining anything humorous when I'm thinking about the Kimby at this stage. Maybe if you ask me in about 3 or 4 months after All Star, but right now, I talk about him on the court. We do have personal things that come up with Kobe, so we do address that. But the Kimbe's is fresher though, you know. I can talk about Kobe to an extent. There's certain things I will, certain things I won't. But the Kimbe just transition because the award is basically given to whoever they. They want to. Rudy Gobert had a presence, but he ain't on the same level as those two guys were. Matumbo was in finals. Okay, Ricky Reeks, wherever you are, I don't do. So you can go take that somewhere else. Um, Gobert has had some impact, but he's not on the same level as those guys. Those guys were camping out in finals. They went to finals. I don't think Rudy Gobert gonna lead Minnesota to no finals. Not as the main dude, not as the second dude. It's like a sideshow to me. 52% saying neither. That's pretty good. The poll is definitely taking a life of its own. All right. Please continue to hit the like, subscribes, and everybody coming through. And again, no trolls. Glad to have people coming through. We can be on a good roll. No trolls, though. Glad to have people coming through, though. But, let's stick to the content. Let's keep it uh, adult, good conversation, good fun, good humor. But let's stay away from the negativity. All right. Appreciate the donations and everything that's come through so far. And don't stop with the questions. I'm listening. Start bench. Defensively, defensively, I'm gonna start. I'm gonna start with Hakeem to start. Bench Dwight Howard, and I'm gonna cut Ben Wallace. Because Ben Wallace, it took a while before he got to where he was. He could move his body, but it took a while. Olajuwon was already beasting, and Dwight Howard had was they I got them moving. Screen is compact, but it keeps me right there in between. It's all good. As long as you can see me, that's all we need to do. We don't need a this ain't a changing booth. We just as long as you can see me talking and walking, and you got conversation. Do you have anything you want to talk about, or you just gonna troll me? And I'm saying it out of respect because no one has complained about the screen before. Sometimes it's just a matter how it hits. But as long as you can hear me and you got something to say and I answer, we can work with what we got. Right. 55% saying neither. That's pretty good. That's a good question, Jay. Will. I like that. I like it when you do those. I do start bench and cut for different topics, as a matter of fact. I do them for movies, I do them for music, sports, of course. Sports, of course, you always think of it, but that makes a good topic. But yeah, I'd start Akeem and Dwight would come off the bench and Ben Wallace would get cut. Dwight was a bad boy on defense. His highs were high. And Akeem was something else. Ben Wallace got there though. I think also because Dwight and Hakeem can score too. That's my real knock too. Because if you're gonna defend, you gotta actually put up 10 plus points too. Dwight could score. I'm not doing no house views. And I don't know who you are. And before you come on, you gotta introduce who you are, where you're from, and let's have a conversation, a real Q&A. Can't tell nobody just come up and say, "Oh, let's see the view of your crib," and you don't identify who you are. So let's give each other a courtesy to a courtesy, shall we? I'd welcome that. And I don't think we're gonna get an answer. I just asked where you're coming from today in the world before you start asking about a view of the house. That's all I ask. And until you add Jay, we'll need some more questions, please. Anybody got any questions they want to ask? See, we working with. See more people coming through, so looking forward to the conversation. Also, if you don't, the rebroadcast of the streams are on my podcast, so feel free to check those out as well. In case you miss it, there is a podcast, so feel free to check that out. I don't really do any editing right now, so but I do block out trolls. All right. Anybody else here gonna talk today? Think I sit on for a little while longer. Appreciate. I well, sometimes it comes like that. I've had some big um live streams. I have had some. Actually, I've had some live streams where people come back later to watch them. Understand it's the holidays. It's the time of the year. People with friends and family, and they're doing things. I'll be coming back probably another time this weekend, maybe tomorrow. I tend to do about 2 to 3 live streams a week. And so sometimes and sometimes it can be crazy in here. For me, it's a success. I stuttered when I said success, but I got quite a bit on the poll questions right today. So if I get a certain amount of folks come through, then it's been great. You know, I don't go by numbers and stuff. Some people do watch and come back, and then the videos and so on and so forth. So I don't equate it to nothing. I don't appreciate what I get. Stay humble about it. There's a lot to watch and a lot to choose from. So if I get people that come through, that's a W for me. Because I know how tough it is in these YouTube streets, especially now with you've got news and celebrities and so on and so forth, people trying to come in here and so it's good. Anyway, right. So anyway, like I said, I'll be doing it again tomorrow. I think I'll come back tomorrow and one more day this week. The plan is to probably have two more live streams for the new year. So we'll see. If I don't see much more action going the next 17 minutes, I'll probably call it to an hour and a half. If I don't get any more questions, I'll give it a little bit more time. So I'm back to doing my videos. Excuse me. Yeah, I did. I did a video about it too. So if you watch my videos, I talk about all this in my videos. And I said I thought she did a great performance, but I just don't like her songs. I think that she's got style. She's got the it, but she doesn't have the songs, you know. She can definitely perform and she definitely knows how to put on the show. I just don't like her songs. You know, she's always left me kind of cold as an artist. Well, she's got talent, but it's not done in the right way. Feel that she had the right producer with the right material. I don't think she's trying to fit in with country fans too much because she's a country girl. I think the problem is she tried to fit in, period. That's the problem I have with her as an artist. It's always gimmick ball and she's trying to appeal to this or that. Um, I have no problem she's trying to fit in with country if she was, because I'm gonna tell you something. She been around for 30 years. So she's still trying to she can do what she want. TLC for me. Better songs. Beyonce is the better singer, but TLC had the better songs. I'm consistent with that. It's always about the songs. Quincy Jones used to always say that, and he was right. Because you can have the best voice, but you don't have the songs. You just another person that can sing. You gotta have the songs. Imagine if Beyonce sung a song like Waterfalls. You know, so she doesn't have those kind of songs. Destiny's Child was catchy. It took them a while to catch on because I remember when No 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 came out. Went to the Wyclef remix. That's when things changed for him. I go back with him. And like I said before, I give her props. She been in the business almost 30 years. And as a solo artist, almost 25. But over 20 now as a solo artist. But it's no growth as far as I'm concerned. For me, the songs. What's up? I'm not expecting much from Trump. He is what he is. A lot of threats and scare people. You know, that's what he do. I've listened to Adele. I like we could have had well, she had a few things I like. A few, but she's one of those kind of artists that it's kind of samey, you know. I like some of her stuff, but a bit overrated. She got decent voice. Not expecting a lot from Trump. I don't expect nothing from none of them. What's up? What's up? He'll do what he can do, but it's gonna be rich people getting richer. You know, if he can't bring your grocery prices down, what's he gonna do? I don't really subscribe to anybody that's in presidency. If you must know, they all bought and paid for, so they're only as good as whoever is in their ear. That's how I look at it. Yeah, well, some people have problems with Shannon Sharp going over Herb Street. I didn't. What did Shannon Sharp say that was wrong? If Ryan Day was coaching my team and he didn't beat the rival, he had won him five. Shannon Sharp was right because this guy's got a great record, but he don't win nothing. Stat padding 101. Herb Street was kind of smart aleckly and he thought, oh, I'm going to show him. Oh, Shannon Sharp clapped back. I got no problem with it. I defend Sharp on that one. That's what I'm talking about when you are doing your due diligence. When they not slurping the usual suspects and they call somebody out, Beyonce. But Aaliyah had a good, but Aaliyah had a good career. How you doing, Ted? Good to see you. I know it's a pretty heavy time for you. Prayers up. Aaliyah had that it. Beyonce got it. Beyonce got the better voice, but Aaliyah had the better songs. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Couldn't have done without your help. Appreciate you always giving me the shout out and support through the years. Much respect. Appreciate you. Been putting the work in and cranking out different videos and appreciate you always giving me breaking updates. Even though I'm not gonna touch the Deshaun Jackson, I ain't touching DJ. That's not something I'm gonna touch. I'm glad that he got the job with Delaware, but mm, you know, now if that team turns into like a top 15, 12, 15 team, then I'll go back and revisit it. But I'm not gonna I'm just glad he got the job. And I'm glad that he can actually coach and live on with his life where the NFL ain't coming at him because he puts a video up of Minister Farrakhan. That's what I'm gonna say about that. We remember how they came after him. They tried to Nick Cannon him. I remember. They tried to Kyrie Irving, this D Jack. Mhm. As long as he don't talk crazy about how he outran Randy Moss on deep patterns, and we cool too. So, but yeah. But anyway, yeah, Aaliyah had the better songs. Beyonce had the better voice. And Shannon Sharp and Stephen A. Smith crapped on Herb Street. They clapped back, rightfully so. He tripping. He tripping. I truly believe that with hard work and determination, the channel will only get bigger and better. And I appreciate everyone that's giving the support. I feel that way. You should say Duncan and Shaq and Kobe, because you left Shaq out of there. Shaq and Duncan was the real rival. There really wasn't much a rival with Duncan and Kobe. It was more like Duncan and Shaq. So let you reclarify that. It's the Duncan Shaq Kobe rivalry. There's no rivalry with LeBron and Steph. I did a video about that. That's not a rivalry. Steph got in LeBron's way. That's why that's why LeBron can't be considered the GOAT. Because when guys are considered the GOAT, I think I had read that. And she was also cool with Most Def too. But she was younger too. That's another story. And Nas did good with Khalees. And have you seen Khalees lately? She's got workout videos. If you ain't, you be up on board. Khalees been working out. She settled for Jay-Z because he got the bag. So he wanted the daddy figure. Steph Curry got in his way, to be fair, because when they lost that series, the first one in 2015, Steph's style of play was what was changing the game. I'm talking about Durant got in the way as they won because they made a super team, which LeBron had ushered in. However, Steph's style made everybody have to shoot. That's why LeBron James has had a career. He owes in depth to Steph Curry shooting that logo three. Oh, yeah, they do. But they meant more to me 20 years ago, Ted. I read between the lines. The difference is that Nas is respected for his rapping skills, but he wasn't marketable like Jay Z. Jay Z, they put the money on. There's an old commercial. If you go on YouTube, there's him with a Taché case where he was a businessman. They were talking about all the portfolios of Jay Z. It's a commercial. He was marketed that way, just like his music stream service, which sucked, by the way, but he's been marketed that way. Nas is a businessman, but he isn't marketed like Jay Z, and he put money on Jay Z. You know, Nas is like the intellectual cat who did ghostwrite hits and did the same thing Jay Z did, working with certain the same people, but it was done. It didn't quite have the same hit. It's kind of like Diddy and Jermaine Dupri. One gets the money put on them, but there's one that's like that and is better, but the general public doesn't put, you know, that's not going to make a difference for Dallas. They should be able to weather the storm. Still got to play defense. Still got to, they still need to make a move. That's not going to make or break them. How long is Anthony Davis out for? That's the one you really want to talk about. I think Dallas will be okay. They don't need Luca until April, May, no way. But anyway, Jay Z did get with his baby mama. Oh, of course he is. I know what Pat Riley's doing now. I'll do a video about that. That's marksmanship right there. That's some gangster. I know what Pat Riley doing. I ain't mad at him. You walking around here putting hair colors in your hair, ribbons and stuff, talking about where you want to go and all that. Who is you? You ain't won nothing. You went to two finals. You ain't won nothing. You ain't bring home no hardware. You ain't Shaquille O'Neal. You ain't LeBron James. You ain't Dwayne Wade. That's what Pat Riley's saying. I got that video coming. That's what he's saying. You could have been like my Alonzo Mourning, a cat that I'd always have by hip side if I go anywhere. But you are, you know, yeah, because he put them ribbons in his hair. He had like the gold one, the purple one. He was putting some strings up in there. That's what it meant recently. He's sending a message. And ain't gonna nothing gonna get done. See, and this is why people need to stop talking about it's a players' league. We do what we want to do. We got free rank. No, you don't. No, you don't. Because cats want to send you to Saudi Arabia and get bits and pieces for you. They can. If I was Pat Riley, I tried to send him to Sacramento for De'Aaron Fox. I send him somewhere and make if I could. Yeah, but they don't care. They do. Um, I have said he played big, but also I'm keeping it real. He's not an it player. Now, let me ask you something, Jay Will. I don't criticize your team um by underachieving. Well, what I mean is in totality, because I don't say that yeah, well, Jason Kidd had bad boundaries at the time. Jason Kidd was not the Jason Kidd that you came to know and love. That Jason Kidd hadn't developed. He was kind of wild in Phoenix. Early part of his career, he was kind of streaky. Wasn't until he got to Phoenix, and then when he got to the Nets, that's when Jason Kidd got some seasoning. He was kind of a wild child. That's why that trade went down. But anyway, um, I have given Jimmy Butler credit for getting the two finals, but at the same time, it's playoff Jimmy. What he do in the regular season? He not taking care of himself. And has he gotten any better? No. He talked trash about the Celtics. They just won a chip. Brown and Tatum are gonna go back to the finals before Jimmy Butler may see one again. So he hasn't made his teammates better. He's not an alpha top tier dude. You know, he's a good sidekick. He needs to play with a better player because Nash wasn't the Nash that you saw in Phoenix. And I don't know how much of it was coaching or how much it was his own drive. He became a better player when he got traded to Phoenix. D'Antoni did wonders for him, but Dirk didn't really need him because Dirk went to two finals without him. Think about it. Dirk still had a better career than him. So what's that say? Nash got two league MVPs, but Dirk's been to two finals and got a finals MVP and league MVP. So what's that say? Nash didn't play defense, and he wasn't the dude that he became in Phoenix when he was in Dallas. That's why they got rid of him. Tyler Hero's playing really well, but they still need a guy that can lead that team. They need a guy that can put that in perspective. They still missing that dude. Tyler Hero ain't that dude. I like Hero. He ain't that dude. We don't have that it dude on the team. We got guys that can play, but there's a difference with that it dude. Because he is a frustrated dude that got some issues. I don't look at Serena Williams like that. Would you call her that? Would you call her sister Venus that? Would you call Simone Biles that? So I remember. Would you call some WNBA great players that? Now, Anna Kovalchopia, the one who was a tennis player, I'd say yeah. She still looks great. She didn't win jack, except she got with Enrique Iglesias. That's all she had going for her. But if you win something and you dominate, you're great. How can you say that? You know? Yeah, I mean, I like some of Joy Taylor, but Joy Taylor be waving her flag about whoever she's down with, so sometimes that can be a bit much. She's all right. She's done some things I've liked, some things she hasn't. He meant ESPN Woman. Um, no, because Pam Oliver shoots his theory down. She knocks it down. What about Pam Oliver? And Troy Aikman respected Pam Oliver. There you go. Susie Colbert. Don't let Joe Namath fool you. She knew her stuff. There have been some bad women who could do sports. What you talking about? Some bad ones. You do have to look a certain way. Even what's her the one that Tony Kornheiser talked trash about. Yeah, I can't think of her name now. He called her a babe once. She used to be on NBC. She's good. I can't think of her name. She's on ESPN. She's been around for a long time. You know, Doris Burke wasn't bad. I just don't like her but she knows her basketball. Just don't like her. And Cheryl Miller. I can name women who know their stuff. We do, but I'm gonna tell you something. If a woman knows her stuff, you're gonna give it up to her. I do. I will give it up. If you know your stuff, I'm not gonna argue with you. It's just like if you can play an instrument, you can do music. I'm not gonna sit there and say, "Oh, because if you bad, you bad. If you got game, you got game." You know, they hire cats to be for appearance sakes too. Think about it. You don't see no cat that gets a job on ESPN that's a dude with a crazy fro and look like he just got out of, like he been doing bid and time. They have you look a certain way. That actually that cuts two corners. People gotta look like they professional. They tend to actually soften the dudes up more than they do the women because they tend to like some of these cats come on there who have to pretty much say they like the same things to get a gig. So they tend to make them more cornball. They want them less threatening. So if you must know, the cat's actually Whitlock is actually off on this one. Because once we take away the dress code and how people look and stuff, the cats are the ones who actually get the ones that are getting. They all got to wear a suit. They all got to be clean cut, and they all got to be stiff and can't really have no opinion. And you can't be controversial and a dude in modern pop sports. You got to all kiss the ring of a LeBron or kiss the ring of whoever they tell you to. So actually, that's how I look at it. It's not both of them have to defer in different ways. Yeah, yeah. Former NBA players have to talk a certain way. So okay, so let me tell you like this. Reason why I say what I say. It may make a video. I may make a video, but I don't know if I will. But we keep it on the live stream, Ted, between us. And if the public see it, cool. If they don't, hey. You gotta talk either cray cray like Gilbert Arenas and be on a live stream, right? Or you get a studio job like Kendrick Perkins and talk crazy. Think about it. Or you get somebody who's loud and has some interesting takes, but they have to be a certain type of way that they present themselves, like Shannon Sharp, like Cam Newton. Think about it. Or Shady McCoy. I watch these cats, Michael Irvin, Paul Pitt, Keyshawn. You either gotta fall in line, you gotta fall in line somehow. So how is the guys not getting exploited? Now we know about we talk about the eye candy on the females, what he's saying. That's true. That's why um Molly keeps a gig. Joy Taylor keeps a gig. We know that. There's some bad women who know their stuff. But what about what the cats gotta do? You know, that's a fact. That's a fact. Because the more outlandish your commentary is, I unfortunately I do. Unfortunately. That's how he keeps a job. Think about it. He ain't saying nothing about Josh Giddey. Who else can I pick on that falls in line? He ain't really addressed. Donald Sterling or the Suns former owner. So do the men. So do the dudes. I mean, most of the cats probably ain't gonna say nothing about Diddy parties. The NFL got their sports got their own parties. Yep. So there you go. Now he's the face of sports TV. Mr. 12 million a year who'll do anything for the company. He's the company man. Think about it. Then you watch Ocho. Oh yeah, you can put the codes in how you want. If you just think this is just tied to the music industry and the movie industry, I got some gold to sell in your backyard, and I don't even know where you live. I don't even have Google access to your residency, but I can sell you some gold if you think that it's just regulated. I want you to understand this is deeper than you think. The Diddy thing is deeper than you think. The Jay-Z, all this stuff is connected in the sports world. And a lot of them cats are tied to each other. Because let's be realistic. Hip hop was the first style of music that tied the athletes and everybody together. So think about the culture. Yeah. Yeah, thank you. And this is why you come to the live stream because I don't do this on the regular videos. Because the regular videos, I'd have to, and you'd have to word it and some people might not even check it out. At least I know with the live stream, we get viewers. You can run with it how you want. Cats are all tied together. Let me throw something else at you. Who was with the Jerry Jones when he made that remark about that particular Dallas Cowboy player's package? Jamie Foxx. Any given Sunday. Think about it. What's up? How you doing, T Dub? I'm I think the Packers, but I'm gonna tell you something. Whoever wins that game is going to the postseason with a lot of momentum. Well, we just got because Ted brought up a topic and I ran with it because he mentioned Whitlock, and I say how Whitlock was half-hearted. He was half right. He need to talk about the male side too. Um, Jordan Love balling right now. And they both these teams, this is a huge game for different reasons. Minnesota wants to show they're credible because no one takes them serious at all. And Green Bay wants to show they can beat someone that's legit because no one takes them serious at all. So whoever wins this game is going to be taken serious. And whoever wins this game, that's not the team you want to deal with in the postseason. That's huge. So it's a big game. Minnesota wants to win it for credibility, and Green Bay wants to win it because they need to beat somebody that has a name. So it's huge. It's a heavyweight fight. Whoever wins, watch out come postseason time. If you think I'm roasting them, we just was up here just talking about some facts, and I guess I'm bringing to you live, and that's why I tell people to come to the live stream because I can I know how to veer around it. Whereas if I do that as a regular video, tear that behind up. That'll be easy W. And you always talk about how I always give Baker Mayfield, he ain't beat no Green Bay, no playoffs. Not in no Green Bay, he ain't. Jordan Love is battle tested now, so as you call my Bengals. They are the quietest 13 to proceed because no one sees them coming. But if they win this game, the momentum will be huge because their defense is legit. Sam Donald has still got question marks, but they got the core of talent. And think about it. They get in. Man, Detroit and Philly are kind of wounded in different areas. So somebody benefits. He probably did. I ain't mad at him. I just there's question marks. Is he for real? For real? That's all. But hey, I ain't messing with his bag. He deserves whatever he get. They got a great record. It's just that people don't take them serious. That's all. You're both in the same boat. What's happening, Baba? Glad to see you. Thank you for coming in. Glad to see the elder. Give a shout out to the elder and watch his show too. One of the most knowledgeable people on these YouTube streets. One of my favorite people. Someone who's definitely makes you, no matter where you come down with his stances and takes, you're gonna respect him. The elder is the truth. Bless him. Show some respect. Show him some love. Give that man his flowers. Please watch his shows because you can learn a whole lot, especially when he takes you to the grocery store and he shows you the nature of herbs and everything. Do that. Give the elder his love. McCarthy, who? I'd franchise Sam Darnold. You have to. He won't win Coach of the Year. Um, they'll probably give it to. Man, that's a good question for Coach of the Year. That's a toughie. O'Connell could get it. There's viable candidates. Shoot, Andy Reid could get it because they've been disrespected. Andy Reid been disrespected. They might give it to. Always glad to have the elder through. Yes, he do. The elder is one of the most realest people you're gonna encounter. I always enjoy his shows, the church sermons, when he the music, the feeling, the flavor, and down to earthness, the down to earth. And when he tells you about a so-called holiday that's celebrated in America, he breaks it down why it's not for us. Why the so-called holiday isn't genuine. And other theses and stories behind it. You need to listen to the elder. You know, that's how I grew up. And I tell it all the time. As a kid growing up who wasn't with my parents, but I had grandparents and I had older relatives. Yeah. The Black Friday mess. Everything is tied to something that is wrong that they tell you to celebrate. Like they try to tell you to celebrate the 4th of July, which is hilarious. Because I think Thurgood Marshall had the best quote. He said, if I was to acknowledge America, I was have been a butler. So how can you acknowledge something that has always lied, chained you up? So it's true. That's why when I watch Roots to Give or Kunta Kinte when they're trying to get freed, yeah, no, that's stuff like that that you understand more and more. It's important to understand that. And you need people like the elder who be springing the truth. This is what it's about. Gotta wake up. And don't be trusting these politicians. There's no party. Because to me, these parties are like Diddy parties. I tell it all the time. They not for us. Marcus Garvey had the right. Can't do nothing with no trolls. We was having a good day. This got to go. But anyway, appreciate the elder coming through. Baltimore got a chance to do it. I mean, and the thing is this. Yep, got rid of it. Lamar he got a, I'll say this again. Mahomes is on his own island. Incredible. But if Lamar Jackson was to go and win the league, win the Super Bowl MVP with all the accolades he's got now, he's top 10. He's not Mahomes level, but he's top 10. If he wins a Super Bowl and a Super Bowl MVP with the Heisman and the multiple league MVPs, he's top 10. That's how great. And he's something else too. You know. And I will be the first to tell you, even though I was a Bills fan, I wanted either Mahomes or Lamar. They were because I saw them come out of college and I knew they were something. I just sensed it. I like the way I just sensed it. So anyway. But yeah, glad to have the elder come through. That makes my day. Just goes to show what people out here who watch the live stream, you never know who's watching you. And you never know what they thinking, what they're saying. But that's why I always welcome people to come through. Because I am inspired by people like the elder and others. And I support a lot of shows. So If you want to be enlightened, stop on through. Feel free. It's a lot of great souls on these channels that ain't gonna teach you that what you learned in school. He could win. I think the Derrick Henry thing, I think if they lost a couple of games, it's kind of worked against him. I think they had about 12 or 13 wins. I think I've already said this. I wouldn't have, as a Bills fan, I wouldn't have no problem with Josh Allen getting it, but my MVP is Saquon Barkley for Philly because Barkley to me carried the Eagles all year long, and he's going to get 2,000 yards. I mean, without Saquon in Philly, that would be my MVP, Saquon Barkley, if I had to pick one. But there are four guys. I have no problem with Barkley, Lamar, Josh Allen, and I'd even say Patrick Mahomes because come on now, 15-1, acting like that man ain't done the thing, you know, because you always got to go through Kansas City. He just dominant like that. And they might say it's an off year, but think about it. Barkley would be my MVP though. He'd be my MVP because Philadelphia ain't, I mean, he carried them. I told you he got his get out of jail card and he went off. I'm glad it's the norm. Yeah, his stats are better than Josh Allen, but Josh Allen got a better record. And sometimes they use the record as a criteria. That's what they do. Joe Burrow got a better stats than Josh Allen should, but Cincinnati stinks. If the Bengals were a top 3 or 4 team, he'd be up. So, but for me, I got no problem. But Saquon would be my MVP though. I watch many documentaries. I watch PBS documentaries. Depends on what you're coming from. I watched a ton of documentaries. Because as a matter of fact, by the time Netflix started doing documentaries, I used to watch documentaries on a lot of different topics. And I watch documentaries on these YouTube streets. When we talk about Rosewood, in Florida, Tulsa, Oklahoma, Virginia, no, different slave quarters, different parts of the country, different topics about wars. Yeah, their defense is horrible. And they talk too much trash and didn't give him nothing. They need a better coach because Joe Burrow is too good to be in mediocrity. He too good. I like Joe Burrow as a quarterback. They too good to be so mediocre. That's embarrassing. Yep. Because he's gonna be one of those guys that you're gonna say he was coulda, shoulda, coulda, woulda, and they didn't get the done, and they wasted that guy. He's getting wasted. That's a shame. That's a shame because he be balling. I don't think nobody wants to touch Belichick. I told you about Belichick. They fighting to get in the Hall of Fame. Robert Kraft can get in the Hall of Fame, so Belichick got his work cut out for him. I don't think he had a lot of takers. I heard the Jets were the only ones that was serious, and that's not serious. I mean, you can't possibly see him going with Aaron Rodgers at this stage. And the way he's going, it would take him 20 years to pass Don Shula because it'd be like 2 wins a year. And excuse me, and I don't see that happening. So I think the NFL's off the cards for him right now. You know, the places that I would have said Belichick could have thrived: Cincinnati, San Francisco, and maybe in Arizona. Those are three I would have said. Not Chicago, because they don't. They need offense. They need an offensive minded person, not defense. But a guy like Burrow and with with Frisco, those were situations I thought would be ideal. Purdy or Burrow get him, but he's think he might be damaged goods. I think that might be the reality. So that's how I kind of look at it. Appreciate everybody coming through today. Been a great day. Feel honored and blessed and and glad to have the elder come through. That really made my day. And of course, a lot of great people talking and so on and so forth. So let's see what the poll question is. 55% saying neither. So people are tired of NFL and NBA. I get it. I get it. It's a tough sell these days. No more LeBron James talking about, well, like, no. People are tired of both of them. I think the NFL games were stinky for what they were offering. Nobody wants to watch some of these teams they got out there playing. Vinny Reedy. Yeah, well, he gotta remember people don't really care about him. I mean, you can be a triple junior whopper Trump all you like. You don't have the complexion for what they want. You're not quite there, Vinny. You're not quite there. You're not getting in. They got no use for you. Because he feel like he got used, which he did. But no one told him to sell himself out. And I'm glad you bring this up because this just goes to show that all the shuffleboarding ain't just black folks shuffleboarding. Shuffleboarding is across backgrounds. That's right. You can be a background shuffleboarder. Yeah. They won't do it. They should though. And Shenador would be, but they won't. Aaron Rodgers is allowed to talk the trash he wants. People let him talk. They do. They need a lot of help. They need the defense. They need to get tightened up. Their defense was actually good, but they stink now. They're getting burnt. They need a real kicker too. I saw that Poochie shanking them kicks. They need a clean up from top to bottom. But they got that owner who talk crazy though. Yeah, I know. Everybody could have had Lamar Jackson who needed him for like basically a box of Cracker Jackson, 2 prizes. Shows you how racist the league is. People don't want to hear it when you call them out. When I say how racist the league is. I mean, because you've got people like Bill Polian was like, won't you be a receiver? Won't you be a tailback? Guy didn't win another MVP. Guy leads his team. If he ever wins a Super Bowl, he'll have the half the career Aaron Rodgers has. Then what? But since the Jets doing stupid stuff, and there's a lot of hate there. I tell you that all the time. I tell you all the time. Everybody, there were about 25 teams that had a chance to get Lamar Jackson. And this was 2 years ago. This wasn't 6 years ago. This was before he won his next MVP. I let it be known. So when people come at you and say, oh, NFL ain't racist, they're progressive, they had a chance to get a guy who's always in consideration for MVP for the last 5, 6 years, top five. Let that sink in. Let that sink in. Could have gotten him for Cracker Jack boxes and some prizes. And this whole allure romance that Aaron Rodgers was going to become Joe Namath and bask off in the sunset and win is hilarious. And poor people always say, well, Brady did it. I said, Aaron Rodgers ain't Tom Brady. He's more talented in terms of his strength, but he ain't got what Brady got. Oh, they are. They are. They very are. I already know. Because when we start talking about the rise of the black quarterback, you talking about the last, what, 15 years? Am I supposed to be excited about that? Less than a hand have been black Super Bowl winning quarter head coaches. Dungy, Tomlin, he had Lovie Smith Super Bowl. Look at what you see. Ownership, general manager, same things I talk about all the time. But am I supposed to be impressed? So Yeah, the fans are. They don't like the logos in the in the end zone. You can put all the logos you want about Indian racism and in this and in that, but who you got for owners? And who do they put money behind for presidents that they select? Think about it. Make it make sense. Stop me if I'm lying, because this is what they do. This is what they are about. This is how it's controlled. They don't mind having you play. They just don't want you to dictate. They don't mind if you play. So, yeah, the fans like it the way they do. No one ever complains about nothing, you know. And it's built in systematically because you remember when that Kimberly chick that works on you remember how she went on about Cam Newton, and now Cam is working for ESPN. She tried to tell a guy who was a league MVP, who led a team to a Super Bowl, 51 Heisman Trophy winning guy, what he didn't know. That's all they want. Sideshow. That's why when I don't have my rooting for the Bills, I root hard for Patrick Mahomes because I know he has to take that hit. That's what they can't stand. They scared of him. You do know that he's in rare company. You do know. I mean, think about it. No other quarterback that they've been hurt hero worshiping is gonna catch him for his Super Bowl rings. Aaron Rodgers is done. So what you gonna do? Breeze is done. What you gonna do? They can't even fathom the dominance of Patrick Mahomes. He's 101 right now. All due respect to Lamar and Josh Allen, whoever we want to throw in there, he's 101. He's chasing history. So they got a problem with his dominance. I know they do. All right. I got 15 more minutes before I'm gonna call it a day. And I will come back tomorrow. Be back tomorrow. It's been a really good day so far too. I've been for 15 more minutes. Well, when you come out and you say that you acknowledge that Colin Kaepernick went through it systematically, um, he will be good if he gets the right system. It depends on where he goes. Who's his quarterback? Who's his coach? The system. I think he's got talent, but depends on where he goes, and it depends on how they utilize him. I think he can do it. He showed that he's versatile, but it's how good he can be. Can he be great? Depends on the team, the system. He can be good. He's talented because he's real versatile. I think he's a smart cat on the field. Off the field is in the start, but on the field, very athletic, adaptable. Obviously, if you're playing safety and you're playing receiver, like I said, on the field, not off the field. Off the field is that Marcus Jordan. Off the field is making me think of Tiger Woods. He hasn't even gotten his first NFL check in his commercials, and he ain't even seen the groupies, the 304s on the next level. When you get next level 304s, they're gonna make this one look like a warmer back. Okay, you know how I always say a junior whopper. The girlfriend now is a junior whopper. Wait till you get to them. She's a double, triple. Wait till you get to the real junior whoppers. His eye, he think he been open. He ain't seen nothing yet. That NFL money and that lifestyle through the roof, through the roof. But he gets the right coach, the
right system, he got a chance to have a good run. And he already had a great coach in Deion Sanders in college, so he just has to take it to the next level, which I believe he can do. But I hope he doesn't go somewhere where he just dying 4 or 5 years, playing for Carolina or playing for some scrub team with no quarterbacks and no wins. Because then you just become a cat that just feels like you're wasting away. So depends on where he go. You know, I hope he gets drafted by a team that can utilize his skill set. That's the key. That's what it always comes down to. The system. We can talk about guys all day, but if you don't get picked up by the right team, the right system, you know, that's the reality. So, but I like him though. I like him. All right. We are cooking today. The votes are definitely up. 58% saying neither. I understand it. I understand it. So good numbers today. Great to see people coming through. And again, I felt honored to have the elder come through. Everybody comes through. I'm always supportive and appreciative. Again, please check out his live stream. Check out his videos. Very informative, very knowledgeable. And you appreciate when people can teach you things. That's how my life was. I grew up with some people that were elders of me when I was coming along that taught me some things I would never learn in school. I would never hear about in the news. And see, this was before we had the internet. So back in the day, someone tells you something, you want to learn. It sucks. What you mean, my thoughts? It sucks. It's a joke. Adam Silver was a joke. What you want me to say? They should boycott that mess. It's embarrassing. Know what you should do? If you got your YouTube channel, watch old NBA All Star games. That's what you should do. Don't waste your time watching the new. Watch the old. Don't even waste your time. By the old, I mean the late 60s till about 94, 95, maybe 97, 98. The All Star games got worse mid O's all the way to now. They're not even watchable the last 15 years. So I don't like none of the format. This ain't going down to the part. They trying to see. This is the lack of professionalism. Adam Silver's like, well, let's get it like we you pick sides and let's no. How about it, East and West? Get guys who don't get a chance to play. Stop making up the rules as you go along. Leave it alone. But the product is janky and nobody wants to watch it. So what you gonna do? I don't have any reason to want to watch that mess though, and I won't. You know, I don't like the thought. I know what they were trying to do. I think somewhere along the lines they was hoping LeBron and Bronny would be. They do this creative thing. Everybody's gonna still be shooting threes. It's gonna be the lame All Star weekend because there's too much money to be made. He wasn't lying about what he said about LeBron James being a phony goat. He has tendencies, but I won't call him a vulture. I can't call him a vulture because he doesn't really go out of his way to act like something he's not. See, that part I won't. I'm not gonna say that. He already had built his reputation in the media, so it's not like this ain't like a Michael Rappaport or Fat Joe or something like that. This guy actually has journalistic credibility. He had a whole career before there was a Shannon Sharp. He had a whole career before there was a Stephen A. Smith. Because actually, he was a precursor to Jim Rome and some of these other people. So, no, I'm not going to call him a vulture. No, no. The other aspect of him, because his insensitive nature, yes. But I'm not gonna say he no. He been like how he was. He had a stand down with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar 40 plus years ago. That's not vulture. That's how it was. Oh yeah, I'm tired of Fat Joe. I'm tired of people that they know what he's about. Black folks know what he's about too. People sitting there because the industry has anointed him to be a gatekeeper to represent what I don't know. He's been riding off a lean back for 20 years now. And what's he doing? It's not even about hip hop no more. People don't even understand why he's still around because he doesn't rap on anything that's relevant. He's just offering up opinions and speaking and lashing, you know. So, but that's what they want. Him and Busta Rhymes, who, ironically, they're the ones who are trying to say, well, African Americans didn't really just do hip hop and this and that and the other. Ain't that ironic? Ain't that ironic? And neither one of them are doing anything relevant. Both of them is dusty. Fat Joe got dusted off by Ice Cube with his Yankees appearance. Somehow people feel the need to have him around doing what I don't know. So, but Skip Bayless, I don't like his tacky ways and the things how he says stuff. But he did have a career as a journalist. I can't take that away because he actually had been doing it. Maybe not doing it well and obviously leaning a certain way, but he had been doing it. And he's gonna move his podcast. And if you pay attention, which you do, Shannon Sharp is definitely echoing a lot of his sentiments. He's taking a page out of Skip because that's what sells. That's what sells. If you're a meat eater, people would rather they could have filet mignon, but they'd still fight over a dollar, $2 burger when they got filet mignon is right there and available. They just don't want to spend the extra 10, $15. That's the kind of mindset. So until people get tired of the chunky bits, that's what they get. He knows that. So, all right. So again, I'm on for another few more minutes. I will be back tomorrow, probably around the same time. But I still got a couple more questions. Anybody want to got anything they want to run by me? Because I've been on for like a couple hours now. And if you want to watch this live stream again, it's gonna be on the podcast, which will be I will hit this up later. But oh yeah, all of them are plants though. Jay Z's a plant, Diddy's a plant, Snoop's a plant, Dre's a plant. They all plants. Lady Gaga's a plant too. If you've got money and you're making the money, you a plant. Wimby. Because you can say CP3 is there, but what Wimby's done the last 2 years, he's adding things to his game. He just needs that Popovich touch. And then he just needs to get a couple pieces that will smooth him out. He could run the league in 2 to 3 years if he gets the thing. Cat is a systematic dude. He's versatile and he gives you all that, but he's doing it with Jalen Brunson too. He did it with Ant. He's had people working with him. Who's Wimby playing with that's his level? So Wimby. Plus he can block shots, rebound, score. But he's not that cat that was here last year was bragging about him. He's not quite all world yet. But you get him a Tony Parker Ginobili type would be scary. That would be scary. That would be scary. And they may make that happen. That might make that happen because I go through all channels to make that happen. You know, but Wimby got more upside though. I like Cat. Cat's for what he do, but Cat had an opportunity before Wimby, and he didn't do it in Minnesota until they got Ant and Gobert, and he had some squads around him. He just wasn't that dude. But Wimby, he got the upside. So that's my personal opinion with that. That's a good question. But I like the thought of LaMelo in him. That would be fire though. Please continue to hit the likes and hit the subscribes. Appreciate everyone coming through with the poll questions and everything like that. It's been a great day. Had some great conversations. Got a lot more people coming through. So always appreciative of everybody that has commented, except for the trolls though. I have to edit them out. We don't really like to deal with trolls. But anyway, yeah. Wimby is nice though. I'm still not. I still think that he's still like a couple years away from really, really going another level though. It's you're seeing the early stages. I think a year after next, that's when he starts to hit his peak in his prime, and it could be some. He could be running things. He got a chance to. That's why Jokic and Luka and Giannis better stock up because if this cat gets the pieces around him and the way I see he could go, they about to miss out on an opportunity of running things. Because if they put the right piece with him, watch out. Wimby could be that dude. And that's why Jokic got to do it this year, next year. And the same thing goes with Giannis, and the same thing goes with Luka, because Wimby will be coming. So that's how I look at it. All right. Okay. Well, I think I'll pretty much close the day. I think everybody came through. Appreciate everyone that stopped through. Appreciate the polls. We had a good day. And stay safe, stay blessed, stay woke, stay free, stay true. Appreciate everyone coming through. Look forward to seeing you. And I will be back tomorrow. So if you're on, look out for me. I will be back. Have a great night. If you're celebrating holiday weekend, how you doing? Be safe. Be careful out there. Take care of yourself. Peace out. And appreciate everyone that stopped through. Shout out to everyone that came through today.